You gotta turn on, Rabbi.
Should we stand on one side?
Adonai Nasan Lokach Yihisham Adonai Mevarach Me'etavron Uruba Achim Yechaper Avon Me'ashkiz Ve'bela Asher Apavlo Yer Kol HaMasot. That is the prayer called the Hatzur Tomim, where we recognize that God's ways are mysterious, and when we lose somebody we cared for, so it's always we ask ourselves some questions. Why does the world run the way it does? So, but we end with Hashem Nasan Hashem Lokach. The Lord gives and the Lord takes. So, kind of focus on the fact that God blessed us to have people we love in our lives, and as hard as it is to say goodbye, it's also a good time to appreciate the blessing of those in our lives that we get to share our lives with. Mizmor LeDavid Adonai Roi Lo Echsor Binos Desha Yarbitzeni Al Mei Menuchos Yina Aleinu Nafshi Yeshoyve Yancheni B'Raglei Tzedek L'man Shemo Gam Ki Elech V'Getz HaMavos Lo Iraro Ki Ato Yimadi Shiftecho Mishantecha Hemi Yinachamuni Taruch Upon Shochan Neged Tzoror Dishanti B'Shem En Roshi Kosi Rivaya Ach Tov V'Chesed Yurdefuni Kol Yimei Chayai V'Shafti B'Veis Adonai L'Orach Yomim. God is my shepherd, I shall not lack. In lush pastures he lays me down, beside tranquil waters he leads me. He restores my soul. He leads me on the paths of justice for his name's sake. Though I walk through the valley of overshadowed by death, I fear no evil, because God is with me. Your rod and your staff, a rod is the times we get clapped and hit sometimes in life, the painful moments, and the staff is what holds us up and gives us support. They comfort me. That life has those ups and downs. You prepare a table before me in full view of my adversaries. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. May only goodness and kindness pursue me all the days of my life. And I shall dwell in the house of the Lord for the length of days. So we're here today to say goodbye to Mali Woloshin, and I know that Tammy wrote some words. I don't know if I don't know if somebody was gonna deliver it. Okay.
I didn't tab into that.
Okay, so give me a second. Let me see if it's hard to see stuff on this, but okay. Oh, here it is. Glare of the light. Okay, this is so first I want to share these words from from Tammy, who's I think together with us on the live stream. My Aunt Molly was a loving and kind person. She loved her family and friends with all her heart. She never married or had children. She told me it would not have be fair to anyone who married her because of her Crohn's disease. She loved life and lived it. Aunt Molly enjoyed the slot machines in Vegas, bingo, and traveling. Nothing stopped her from enjoying life, even when she was in the nursing home in a wheelchair. No one could stop her from leaving that place and going to where she wanted to go. And then she got her PACE pass, and off she went. She worked in a currency exchange for most of her life. did work in New York at Hugh Hefner's Playboy Club at the office. She missed mom and dad, and she came back to Chicago. My aunt took care of her mom after her dad passed, and then her brother Mel and his wife Cheryl when they fell on hard times. She was always there for family and friends when needed. To me, she was not just my aunt, but a mom and a friend. We are together. We were together most of my life. She would always pick me up and take me out, even for bingo. I miss her now, wanting to talk to her, and now I can't. She's not on the other end of the line. It's a call when I need it, and someone to listen to me, figuring something out, or a recipe. She was there, and now she is not. I was grateful to say goodbye to my aunt last Friday, and she was alert, but it was hard for her to speak. She didn't want to fight any longer, and she told me she was going. I told her that it was okay to go, and it was okay to and just let go. She passed away not long after that. That day, she wanted to be with the Lord. She is at peace now with her family and no more pain. I love you and will always miss you until we meet again. I don't know if anybody wanted to share a few words. I know John obviously was very close with her, and
I think Tammy pretty much summed it up. She talked about the Pace bus, how Molly and I and my girlfriend Jody and her mother Jenny, we went to court and fought for some money to get Molly awarded some money so that she could enjoy life, and she definitely did that. She got a chance to spend it gambling at the casinos. She went shopping constantly. She ate out because the food at the healthcare facility for a person with Crohn's is hard to deal with. Molly enjoyed. She had lots of friends, and she even became friends with the director of the healthcare facility. And the director asked her to run the kitchen. That was 3 facilities ago. She out-dodged COVID throughout this and did a very good job. In the end, they caught up with her. But I'm just happy that I was always her friend. God bless you, Molly. Thank you very much.
I only met Molly a couple of times over the years, and those of you in the family know that I was very close with Sharon, and Sharon, I remember, was very close to Molly, and Sharon would talk incessantly. Molly needs this, Molly needs that, and so I know Sharon was very attentive to Molly's needs, as Mel was still alive then, and that whole, it's interesting, that dynamic was very nice, that, I think they were ex-sisters-in-law by the Yichus, right, and still, they were all close and cared about each other and looked after each other, and it really spoke to just a decency of spirit in all of them, and like I said, this week, we always, when we say goodbye to somebody, so we try to connect it to the weekly Torah reading. And this week we read the story of the splitting of the sea, the great miracle. And and it's interesting that, Molly lasted this long, because I remember decades ago, Sharon, describing the medical conditions and things going on with Molly that looked like, she didn't have much more time. And so, with the love of good friends and a couple of trips to the casino, you could beat anything. She, I don't know if she beat the odds at the casino, but she beat the odds with at least lasting this long. And in the splitting of the sea, rabbis tell us a fascinating thing, that when after the sea split, this great miracle, and people got to a safe place from very difficult times, it says that they sang then they sang a song, this like song of thanksgiving to God for this miracle, and they say so they ask, why does it say then? So and the rabbis teach us that then means that every life God gives us a physical body, and we live out the amount of years our body carries us around, and then we eventually do leave our physical body leaves this world, and our soul, though, is something that's eternal, and it's really at that moment that we can sing and be happy. Life, we all know, is you have your better days, you have your worst days, and life is full of ups and downs. But once we say goodbye, then you can finally say thank you to God, and because you're in a better place. And there's a blessing that we see in a cemetery, which I'm going to read in Hebrew and then say in English, and I think just puts everything in a good perspective. It says, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yatzar eskem bedin ve'zon v'chelkel eskem bedin ve'hemis eskem bedin ve'yodea mispar kulchem bedin ve'oset l'achayoskem l'kaim eskem bedin Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh hamesim. It says, blessed is God, King of the universe, who gives us life with a purpose, and nourishes and sustains us every day of our life, from the time we're born up till the last minute, and there's a reason why we're alive and how long we stay in this world. And when it's time for us to leave, there's also a reason. And God knows the sum total of how long, what our purpose is in life, how long we're going to be in this world, and God will eventually restore and resuscitate us also with a purpose. Although we're going to say goodbye to her body, but her soul is going to be with God right now in a better place, and eventually that soul will get restored as well, and we'll see all the people that we loved again one day. Blessed is God who resuscitates the dead. And and that's the reason that ones that we bury, as opposed to there are other religions that I think in India they cremate everybody and put them in the water, but we bury people, and there's an imagery that our life is like a tree, and at some point or another the tree may perish, but it always has seeds that go into the ground, and so we put that soul back in the ground, and that soul will grow again. And to that end, whenever I'm in this section, I like to I don't think we'll be able to show it on the camera here, but if everybody would turn around behind you, see there's a tree there with a gravestone coming out of the middle of the tree. Maybe one of you could take a picture and send it to Tammy, so I'd like her to see it. So they're on the right, this tree right there on the left. See, there's stones coming out of the right and left side of the tree. And it's,
So they just repeat on the mic. Repeat on the mic what you just said, please.
There's a tree over here, so John's going to take a picture. And there's a gravestone coming out of the right side, and the gravestone coming out of the left side of the tree. And it's so to me, I like doing funerals in this section because it's really the perfect imagery that that there's a living tree here, and somehow life and death kind of intermerge, and so the memories that we have, Tammy, and all the Molly, and all the good times that were had with Molly, and so I was like, John really took what could have been a pretty dreary last few years and helped her have some fun and have a real pleasure in life for the last couple of years. So those are not going into the ground. Those stay with us, and those will continue to live. So her memory should be a blessing, and we'll proceed to the next section here.
Rabbi, you and Elvis Presley didn't put those songs there, did you?
No, it's we're in this section a lot. So just one day I was doing a funeral, I noticed it. And just, huh? Yeah, the tree grew around. I like the idea that life and death are always merged. We have a little bit of earth from Israel, so I don't know if they ask. Yeah, if you want to you pour that on top of the basket, and then we're going to put the cover on. Toss it on top there. We always try to put a little bit of earth from the promised land. We're not in the land of Israel, but we leave this world to go to the better promised land, place of reward. They're going to put the cover on now, and I want to take this moment also just to thank Chicago Jewish Funerals and the gentlemen from Silverman and Weiss. These guys are great, and especially the last few days digging a grave here has been triple time work. Heat up the ground and put oven on top there. Now they put the vault cover on. It's an Illinois law that because we're in a floodplain, they always bury inside this cement box thing. So now we're gonna put a little earth. Anybody who wants to participate, it's customary to put a couple of shovels of earth on the grave, and it's also customary when you're finished, you put the shovel back in the dirt and don't hand it to the next person. Also take a minute out to thank Tammy, who called me, when her aunt passed, and we were able to put all this together. And
You won't have to go to the gym after this.
what happens every time I do one of these funerals, I have to go to the gym because my wife chases me. Comes into the house like that.
Yeah, he gonna come for them.
drive with him?
Yeah, I came with the horse.
Where do you live by?
By Peterson Park. Yeah, I'm not far from you.
Good. That's where Sherry's. I live over the show there with Sheraton. The one across from the bunny house. From the novelty
I
mall.
live like
I went to her. You got her seat there or something. Where do you go to shore?
the place where Goodyear is over. So right next to the Goodyear, it's called the Adas.
Okay, I know what's there. I lived for 5528 Bernard. A lot of friends. I went to Von Steuben High School. There used to be one right on the corner by us. The store closed up. Small little spot. It was a very Jewish area for many, many years. It still is pretty very.
You ever have a science teacher, Graveside, there? My father-in-law.
I can't remember the shit out.
Are you going to say something to conclude, or
Huh?
you're going to say something to conclude, or
Anything left over there, right?
They do the concluding prayer when, as soon as the hole is full. It's a little tricky today because it's slippery. Okay, now we'll do the final concluding prayer, the Kelmale. So just give me a second to find it. Kelmale Rachamim. shochein bamromim. Hamtzei menucha nechona, as kanfei hashchina. Malos kadoshim tarim, kazor harakia, masirim. Es nishmas, mali shalcha, olama bavor shemispalim, bad haskaras nishmasa, began eden te menuchasa, lechein bal harachamim, yasdirea b'seisa knafav leolamim, Yitzrar v'tzor chayim es nishmasa, Adonai hu nachlosa, v'sanuach al mishkava, v'shalom v'nomar, Amen. God, full of mercy, who dwells on high, grant proper rest on the sheltering wings of the divine presence, in the highest levels, the holy and pure ones who shine like the brightness of the heavens, to the soul of Mali, who is gone to her world and for whom we will pray. May her resting place be in the Garden of Eden. Therefore, may the Master of Mercy shelter her in the shelter of his wings for eternity. May he bind her soul in the bond of life. God is her heritage. May she repose in her resting place in peace. And let us say Amen. And I'm going to say Kaddish later for her because we didn't have a minion here. And we should all see each other at better occasions.
Yes.